Thank you to Hyundai, the sponsor of the Hyundai
Hello
Archery
and
World Cup.
welcome to our watch party on World Archery's YouTube channel. I am Bernardo Oliveira, Brazilian Olympic archer, talking to you live from the Archery Plus studio at the World Archery Excellence Center in Lausanne, Switzerland. It is, about to turn 4 a.m. here in Central Europe, a very early start. So I have my coffee here with me. Maybe you should grab your coffee as well. But wherever you are around the world, thank you so much for joining us, for joining me here. This is our watch party. I'm here to keep you company as we watch together the season finale, the outdoor season coming to an end in Nanjing, China. First of all, tell us where you're watching from. We have a poll going on YouTube to tell us who you think is going to be the Hyundai Archery World Cup champion today in Nanjing, China. Thanks for everyone who's joining us. We already have some comments. Dr. Pradyuna Damagonkar saying Madura Damagonkar, who's one of the contenders today. I wonder if you're somehow related. And also B4T saying hi. Hey man, thanks everyone for joining. Make sure you keep those comments coming in. Hit that like button as well. And we have a poll going on, which is pretty even, pretty tight, with Andrea Bracera leading 33%. And this is a hard one to pick because she is a two-time stage winner so far this season. But we have lots of talent all across the field fighting for the title today. Everyone, all of these athletes, they're just a couple of arrows away from what could be one of the biggest glories they could get in their careers. Well, how does this work? If you've been here with us all the season, you know how it goes. But if you're new, I really appreciate having you here. You just go to the QR code on the left-hand side of your screen, and you can scan that QR code. It'll take you to Archery Plus. That's where you can watch the live feed that I will be watching. And so here the idea is that we watch it together. This is a watch party after all, and I'll just be commenting, saying a couple of stuff, giving my impressions, and it's as if we were watching this together in a very chill, very relaxed way. We have the very first athletes coming into the arena. The very first is Great Britain's Ella Gibson walking out into the stage. They're coming according to the brackets. She is going to be shooting in the last match today, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. She will be facing home favorite Zhang Xinyang, and that is who is coming onto the stage right now. Former recurve archer, now switched to compound, and she will be China's representative in today's session. Next up, we are going to have the first of two Mexicans, Mariana Bernal, who is somewhat kind of the one of the sensations, one of the new names of the season. She's had two Final Fours, which is really impressive. Final Fours in Antalya, the third stage, and the season opener in Central Florida. We have a couple more comments. Tony Sosa, hi from Croatia. Wow, you've had an early start over there in Croatia as well, Tony. So much appreciated for joining us. Hope you have a coffee there with you. Rajdeep Singh Sekawat. Hopefully I've pronounced that right. Jyoti, of course. And we have two Indians. We've just had the first one of them coming onto the stage, Madhura Damagaonkar, your stage 2 winner. And Kelly Petre. Hi, Kelly. Thanks everyone for joining us. Once again, head to Archery Plus. There is the QR code on the left-hand side of your screen. It'll take you there. You can watch all the action or see whether you can find archery in one of the broadcasters in your territory. And in fact, this is something that people ask us quite a lot, and rightly so. Why do you have to pay to watch archery on Archery Plus, given that it used to be for free in the past? But that's because we have more and more broadcast holders buying the rights to broadcast archery, and so you have on your territory, maybe you can watch for free where you are right now. We continue. We've just had the Jyoti Suretka Venom coming into the stage, the second Indian fighting for the title today. But now it's time for United States of America's Alexis Ruiz, who joined the final after we've had 2 withdrawals, and I have to admit that I don't know the reason for that, but we've had Korea's Han Sung-yeon, who was 5th in the standings of the World Cup points, and also Hwang Iju from Taipei. Both of them withdrew, and so they're not in Nanjing, China, even though they could be. And so that means that Alexis Ruiz from the United States and Hazal Burun, who is just now coming onto the stage, it means that both of them, they had a shot at the World Cup crown, so they're there in China. But of course, the big name coming into today, the big favorite, is the woman that dominated the season, Andrea Becerra from Mexico. She won 2 stages, she won the World Games, and she won the World Championships. Can she make this a season even more to be remembered by winning the World Cup final? For sure, she's got the credentials, she's got the talent, the momentum going on, and we remain to see. But she's going to have tight competition all throughout. Shashkant Jedav, hi, when Jyoti match start? I'll tell you in a moment. It'll start in about 16 minutes or even less, 11 minutes. It is scheduled for 10:16 a.m. local time, Nanjing, China. So you do the math compared to where you are in your time zone. But it's going to be in just about 10 minutes time, and you don't want to miss that. So stay there. If you know how this goes, I'm going to bring up the graphics. I'm going to be plotting the arrows, and you will be able to follow it. And I'll be trying my best to describe what's going on and giving my impressions as well. Once again, this is a watch party. This is supposed to be very chill, super relaxed, and hopefully funny as well. Thanks everyone once again for joining us. So now we get a view of the backstage. Athletes getting ready. American coach Mel Nichols, who's there with Alexis Ruiz. Athletes putting their gear on, getting ready to get started, and you can feel the nerves going on. Everyone's smiling, everyone's looking quite happy, but at the same time, laser focused, especially Andrea Becerra, who we can see on the feed right now. She's coming up first against Hazal Burun from Turkey. Hazal Burun, who finished 3rd in the 2nd stage in Shanghai, where Becerra ended up not having the best result, so she missed out on the Final 4 on that occasion. But now both of them facing each other to see who books a spot into the semifinal and who will therefore be shooting for a medal. It's make or break, do or die. As we get a view of the venue in Shanghai, everyone wearing rain ponchos. I guess the rain has stopped for the moment, but it was raining up until not long ago. And so why don't we run through the matches that we have today? On the right-hand side of your screen, once again, we have the schedule. The very first match, first quarterfinal, is going to be Andrea Becerra, Hazal Burun from Turkey. Second, we have Alexis Ruiz from the United States against Jyoti Sureka Venom from India. Third match, Madhura Damagonkar from India as well, up against Mariana Bernal from Mexico. And the last quarterfinal, Zhang Xinyang from China against Ella Gibson from Great Britain. In the quarterfinals, it is simple elimination. If you win, you're through. If you lose, then you're out. Your spell in Nanjing can be as short as 15 arrows. But if you manage to come out on top after this first match, you have a shot at... It's just not the most prestigious title of the season just because we had the World Championships, but if that wasn't the case, then it would be for sure the most prestigious title of the season, but this means the world to anyone who wins it. More comments. Pamela Velasquez, hello Bernardo, watching from Peru. Wow, hello Pamela, thank you so much for joining us. I guess that's, around 10 p.m. over there in Peru or something like that. So, good evening to you. Buenas noches. Gracias por estar acá con nosotros. Shashkant Jedav, who's the opponent of her? You're from India. Yeah, well, I could tell from your your profile picture, so I guess that's an Indian flag. But as I said, Jyoti Suretkavenam, as you can see on the right-hand side here of the screen, she's going to be facing Alexis Ruiz from the United States. And all of the matches we're going to have today are awesome. But yeah, we've had Ruiz winning bronze in one of the stages, Venom winning, 2 medals, I believe. So yeah, 2 medalists from the season so far. But now all the attention goes to the very first match. Hazal Burum from Turkey and Andrea Becerra from Mexico are now out on the stage. They are ready to go, and so are we. I'm bringing up the graphics where I'm going to be plotting all the arrows, and we are about to get started. Today I'm flying solo. Usually we have a ghost. We have a guest. No, not a ghost. We have a guest here, but the guest for this session had to pull out last minute due to a family emergency. We hope everything is going to be fine. But then, so for today's session, I'm on my own. But for the other sessions, we're going to have special guests, and it's going to be awesome. Andrea Becerra, already at full draw, shoots first. Whoa. Well sighted in for that one. X10 right in the middle. Now Burun drops an 8 low to the right. Little head shake as she hears an input from her coach. This is a great opportunity to start comfortably for Becerra. Took a bit long with that one. Ended up just missing the 10 by a couple of millimeters, low to the left. Might be a little early opening for Burun, but she definitely started on the back foot with that 8. Now that's a 9 and a shot that didn't look the best. Didn't seem to be well balanced for that one. As Becerra finds the X10 once again. Fist bump with the coach, 29. She's going to have at least a 2-point advantage after the first hand. Burun can try and stop the bleeding here. And another 9 for a 26. Definitely not the best start. Not what you'd be hoping for, especially when you're up against world number 1, the undisputed world number 1 from Mexico, Andrea Becerra. We're going to have confirmation in just a moment, but there were no liners there, so we should expect no surprises. It should be a 29 to 26, as you see on the plot that you have on your screen. Once again, this is the watch party for the Nanjing final stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, the 2025 season coming to a close. I'm Bernardo Oliveira, talking to you from the Archery Plaza studio at the World Archery Excellence Center in Lausanne, Switzerland. Thank you so much, wherever you're joining from. Really appreciate your audience. And in this watch party, I'm here to keep you company as we watch together the live feed, the competition. You can scan the QR code on the left-hand side of your screen. It'll take you to Archery Plus, where you can watch exactly what I am watching. And we can watch together and just have a chill time as I give you my impressions and as we watch this together. Line judge signals the start of end number 2. Once again, it's 29 to 26. And we are getting started with end number 2, with Turkey's Hazal Burun shooting first on target 2. Interesting, we have the close-up on Burun's release aid. She uses a wrist release aid, which isn't that common, but quite popular among the Turkish squad. As Burun shoots a 9, yet to shoot her first 10 in this match, while Becerra shoots her third already. Burun needs to step up her game and shoot stands right now. Otherwise, this is going to be pretty much impossible for her to recover from. The wind is blowing. Oh my god. The wind is blowing quite hard. Her arm moving all over the place as she shoots an 8 with not a lot of time left in the clock. Becerra seems to be having slightly easier wind conditions for her shot, but still her arm moving quite a lot, but she puts it in the 10. That is why she's world number 1, I guess. A close-up on the windsock. Definitely the wind blowing over there in Nanjing, China. Challenging conditions as Burun drops another 8, her third of the match, a 25. We're almost at a 10-point gap here. Whoa! But now Becerra dropped an 8 as well. A lot of bow movement, some bow kondo there. Throwing her arm to the side, just trying to keep it in the middle. Tough conditions. I think the wind picked up quite suddenly. We didn't see this coming on end number 1, honestly. The good news has got to be for Burun then that if she manages to put some pressure, she might stay alive in this match, but 57-51, this might be very hard to recover from. As soon as this match is over, we're going to have a giveaway, so stay tuned. I'm going to bring that up as soon as the match is over. And we have the poll going on. Let us know who you think is going to be the champion today. Options are Andrea Becerra from Mexico, Jyoti Sureka Venom from India, Ella Gibson from Great Britain, or someone else. Who? Comment. Let us know in the comments who you're cheering for. This is the first quarterfinal. We have 3 others to go to see who are going to be the semifinalists, who are going to have a shot at a medal and at the all-important Hyundai 2025 World Cup title. This is the season finale. This is wrapping up the outdoor season. After this, all the focus is going to be on indoor. And by the way, we are going to host here at the World Archery Excellence Center the first stage of the Indoor World Series in only 2 weeks. So we're 2 weeks away from the beginning of the indoor season. But for now, our focus is on finishing the all-important World Cup season. Scores are confirmed, 57-51. Turkey is Hazelburun is shooting first on target. 2, as the wind seems to have stopped completely. Super fast changing conditions in Nanjing, China. As Becerra shoots at 10s as well. A few side clicks there for the Mexican. Burun already at full draw. Maximum focus, laser focus on her eyes. Another 10. In fact, her first 2 10s of the match, nicely grouped to the left, just like Becerra, who lets it go. Another 10. Both athletes matching each other, arrow by arrow, in this third end. Burun is really running out of time and out of arrows here. Does that one clip the line? I think so. At least in venue they're calling it a 10, a 30 for the Turk. Poor, matched by Mexico's Andrea Becerra. Yeah, so 87-80. You might be wondering what happened to Hazelburun. Well, she struggled in the first end, but then the wind in the second end, that, as hopefully you've seen, was wild, very, very difficult. So this really has put the Turkish archer in the back foot. I would be really surprised if she manages to claw this one back and even force a shoot-off, let alone win. This is looking really, really comfortable for Andrea Becerra. And it's nice, this shot that we have of the the agents and the judges on the targets, we have Göktürk Ergin, who is the agent for Hazelburun, the mastermind of the Turkish success in archery. He's there as an agent, while Hazelburun has coach Mehmet Eider Sözen there with her, standing behind the line. Got a comment from Mori, cheering for Alexis. Great stuff. She's coming up next against Jyoti Sureka Venom in the second quarterfinal. We are 2 ends away from finishing this match. Only 6 arrows to go, and I believe that Hazelburun wishes she had more arrows to try and claw back in this one. But well, anything can happen, as we've had one of the guests in the World Championships. I really loved that quote, and in fact, I think I should frame it and put it up in the wall back here. He was saying that archery happens, archery can happen, and yeah, Team Turkey will be hoping that does happen. For the moment, line judge Maya Shalaby signals the start of end number 4. We are getting started. Scores were confirmed, 87 to 81. Hazelburun from Turkey at full draw. Getting started on end number 4. The wind is blowing once again. We can see her shirt blowing with the wind, even her body moving, but great effort. She puts it in the 10, exactly what she needs. And now she's got to be hoping for the wind to stay and make Becerra's life difficult. We see some movement on Becerra's bow, but regardless, she puts it in the 10, keeping her 7-point advantage. Burun needs to make up more than 1 point per arrow until the end of the match. That's going to be hard. But she's doing her job. Another 10. It will really take a disaster for this one to slip off Becerra's hands. Another 10 for the Mexican. Well, once again, we see the wind blowing. Burun, her body swaying with the wind, drops another point. Walks off the shooting line, not looking the happiest, understandably so. Becerra drops another point, but so far so good for her. She's still got a very comfortable buffer. And she's doing exactly what she needs to do. No more, no less, which is match her opponent, because she's got a very comfortable lead here. In fact, 6-point advantage. Pardon for that. We got a close-up on Becerra's release aid. A regular button release aid that she uses. I mentioned before, Hazelburun, she uses a wrist release aid. So it's one that it's strapped around the archer's wrist, and then they activate the release aid with their index. So it's one way to go about it. I guess they were more popular in the past, but nowadays they're quite rare. And I was actually quite impressed to see kind of a comeback, to see more archers shooting at the top level using this kind of release aid. And especially the Turkish team, so they seem to be quite fond of this kind of release aid. But Andrea Becerra, she uses what is a more common approach, which is just the regular button release aid that is used in compound archery. Big difference compared to recurve archery, if you're wondering. So kind of the biggest differences are that compounders are allowed to use a release aid, they are allowed to have some magnification, and also a level bubble on their sights. Not to mention, of course, that compound bow absorbs part of the tension. So when you come to full draw, actually it feels lighter. While the recurve bow, which is the one that I've shot all my life, the more you pull, the harder it gets. But this is not the case in compound. Enough of me babbling about technicalities. You've heard the buzzer. We're starting end number 5 with Burun shooting first once again, as she has done for the previous 3 ends. And that's her best arrow so far. I wonder whether that clips the X line. but she's not gonna take too much. Not gonna draw too much. Yeah, I'm not gonna be too happy about that because I really think this is too late. Becerra shoots in at the 10. Burun doing her best and hoping that Disaster will strike the Mexican side of the shooting line. Off to Becerra. Another 10. All 10 so far in this end, as conditions seem to be considerably quieter now. We're really having strong bursts of gusts of wind in Nanjing, but for the moment it's okay. As Burun shoots her second 30 of the match, can walk away on a high, knowing she was well dialed in the end, but that was indeed too late for the Turkish archer. It is a commanding victory by Andrea Becerra from Mexico, who puts herself in the semifinal, and Hazal Burun says bye-bye to the 2025 Hyundai Archery World Cup. She's got plenty to be proud of, honestly. So she won a medal in Shanghai where she finished third, and just the fact that she qualified for the final is something to be super proud of. The young Turkish archer in Hazal Burun. Right then, so quarterfinal number 1 is done. We are gonna get started soon with the second quarterfinal, as we have more comments cheering for India. Rohit, Gangandipteya, everyone cheering for Jyoti, and she's coming up next against Alexis Ruiz. Let me bring that up in just a moment. I'll just update the graphics, but before that, I'll leave you with a very important announcement that we are gonna have a giveaway, just like we did in the World Championships. And yeah, so we are giving away a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus, and you can win that simply by commenting here on YouTube who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag Archery Giveaway. So all of the people saying that they're cheering for Jyoti, so you just say Jyoti Sureka Venom, hashtag Archery Giveaway, and then you're going to be in to win a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus. We've had people winning subscriptions during the World Championships when we also did this giveaway, and so they can be watching the Nanjing World Cup final with the subscription they won. It's as simple as commenting who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag Archery Giveaway. And in the example, I put Sarah Lopez, which is of course one of the big talking points. She was missing in this season for personal reasons, and so she's not going to defend her title. Sarah Lopez, who has won, I think, 10 times the World Cup final, which is it's mind-blowing. Like, what the hell? How someone wins the season finale 10 times is beyond my comprehension. So this is why I put her there as the example, not to bias you guys in any way. So yeah, giveaway is on. Make sure you join that. Keep those comments rolling. And we are about to get started with Alexis Ruiz from the United States against India's Jyoti Sureka Venom. Nice display of camaraderie there in the backstage as both of them just give a fist bump to each other just before they come into the arena, where they'll be thinking of no friendship, no pleasantries, no camaraderie. It'll be game on to see who will advance to face Andrea Becerra in the semifinal. Oh yeah, we have some people already joining the giveaway. So Mori, go Alexis, hashtag Archery Giveaway. And then Shubnan Gangurde, also, he is cheering for Jyoti. Shashkant Yadav, how many Indians in this event? Two women. The first is about to compete, about to get started. Jyoti Sureka Venom will be shooting against Alexis Ruiz from the United States. And in the next match, we have another Indian. It'll be Madhura Damagonkar facing... Who is that? Mariana Bernal from Mexico. That is going to be in about 15 minutes time. We are getting started with quarterfinal number 2. Jyoti Suretkavenan from India is shooting first on target 2. 9 to the right. In terms of high-low, that was a good one. Adjusting her sight. Just the very first arrows, as usual, are the sighters into this match. Alexis Ruiz shoots a 9 as well. Off to Venom. Oh, took a bit long with that one. But that's why she took her time to just be comfortable in the center of the target. As she finds the center, it's a 10 for Venom. Ooh, Ruiz wasn't happy with that shot. As soon as that one came out, it's another 9 for the American, who now trails by 1 point in this first end. Whoa, good start by Venom. That first arrow was just to adjust her sight. She was a little bit off, but then she found the center of the target immediately. It's a 29 for the Indian. Alexis Ruiz now with another 9. 3 9s for the American, 27. Provisionally trailing by 2 points. Okay, but this is a more even start to the match than the one we've had in the previous quarterfinal, with Venom with an early 2-point lead. A comment from Laura Silva Villafaña. Felicidades, Andrea. Yeah, congratulations, Andrea. Thanks for being here with us, Laura. And stay there to follow Andrea's charge to try and win the World Cup final stage, to win the season's crown. Once again, she has won 2 stages. She won in Central Florida and she won in Antalya, the 3rd stage. She won the World Games, she won the World Championships, and she might as well be the World Cup final champion. Just crazy. Scores have been confirmed. We are about to get started with second end. Close up on Alexis Ruiz's face, laser focus. She knows she needs to react. She knows she needs to step up her game and come well dialed in to try and put some pressure on this woman standing by her side, Jyoti Suretkavenan from India.
We were forecast no wind, no rain today after the thunderstorm last night, but we have both here as we move into the second end of this second quarterfinal.
Alexis at full draw.
Alexis Ruiz to shoot first.
Shooting first on target 1, and that's a 10. Her first 10 of the match. Exactly what she needed to try and put some pressure on the Indian. Off to Venom this time. She's opening the second end with a 10. It's a liner. Now Alexis, her second arrow, as we see Coach Mel Nichols back there standing with her. Another 10 for Alexis. Very nicely grouped it to the left. That's a good sign for her. Maybe she just needs some sight adjustment, but in terms of shot technique, that's a very good sign. Good grouping that she has, very consistent. As Jyoti shoots an X10, responding well to the American. Oh, Ruiz moving a little bit. Yeah, oh yeah, and that's a 9. We saw that one maybe wasn't that well set up. We saw quite a lot of movement there as she was at full draw aiming. Another good opportunity for Venom, and she takes it. It's a 30 for the Indian, who now extends her lead. It was 2 points after end number 1. Now it's 3. 59 to 56. Jyoti Suretkavenan is building on her lead and looking comfortable. 3 points is a comfortable buffer, but it's not unsurmountable. Alexis Ruiz, especially someone of her caliber, is definitely alive in the match, and Venom knows it. Knows that she cannot give any opportunities to Alexis Ruiz because she can come charging strong. And I was talking about release aids, and we have a very nice close-up of Alexis' release aid. She uses, okay, now compound people, please forgive me. She uses either a hinge or a back tension one, but my point here is that she doesn't actively trigger the release aid using her thumb or her index, as was the case of Hazelburun with her wrist release aid. But yeah, Alexis Ruiz just does it with the movement of her arm or just the rotation of her hand. So I ask all of the compounders to please give me some slack, because I'm not a specialist, but I want to get myself a compound and learn the dark side of the force. Come on, India! Comment we have here with Indian flags and fire on the chat. Yeah. Jyoti is looking good, but still we have 3 ends left. Line judge Sabrina Steffens gives the green light to end number 3. Once again, for the second time in this match, we're going to have USA's Alexis Ruiz shooting first on target 1. We have a very nice shot of the venue there. The flag on top of the target blowing, but down there on the shooting line, it doesn't seem to be that strong. But Ruiz's shot maybe tells us otherwise. She drops another point to the left. Oh, as we had a flinch by Venom at full draw there. She too shoots a 9. As we see her shaking her head, kind of like not so happy with how that one went. Ruiz shoots another 9. Some side clicks there for the American. She knows she needs to do better than this to try and put some pressure on Venom, who in turn is struggling a little bit as well. But so far so good for her. As long as she matches Ruiz's, she is in a good place. Good news for Team USA. X10 for Alexis Ruiz. Fist bump with Coach Mel Nichols. Now she's got a hope for a point dropped by Venom. That is the case. So from a 3-point lead, now we're back to 2. Provisionally, what we have here is 86 to 84. And Alexis Ruiz only needs to keep up this pace. If she gets 1 point by end, then we're going for a shoot-off. For sure, she's going to be hoping for that. Conditions are challenging there in Nanjing, China. Overcast with the clouds looming low. We might even get some rain, as we've had earlier. We see everyone in the audience and all the crew there in the venue with the rain ponchos and everything. But okay, we're going to get confirmation in just a moment. But since we've had no liners, we shouldn't have any surprises. Maury saying both of them use hinge as far as I know. Thank you so much. Thanks. And yeah, also I appreciate your patience with this recurve guy here. Yeah, kind of a compound ignorant. So yeah, thank you very much. Shashkant Jedav, men's participants from India. Well, how about saying please? But well, I'll tell you all the same. We're going to have Rishabh Yadav. He's going to be shooting in the third quarterfinal against Kim Jong-ho from Korea. He's the only representative from India in the compound man, which is going to be later on today. For now, the focus is solely on the women. We're starting with end number 4. Alexis Ruiz will be shooting first on target 1. Ruiz at full draw, looking very steady. Whoa, that one looked really good. She did set that one up very nicely. And okay, and wow, Jyoti in turn, she had the wind blowing a little bit more. We saw some more movement as she was in full draw, but that was great stuff by her. As she shot a 10, closes her eyes right afterwards, staying focused, because she knows it's not over yet. Alexis Ruiz with 2 X10s. Great stuff by the American, who is now on fire, it seems, at a crucial moment of the match. And Venom drops a point. She shoots a 9. The door is open for Alexis Ruiz, who can then get some more points from Venom. Oh, and Ruiz shoots a 9. You can't help but think that this is a somewhat missed opportunity. Okay, but Venom also shot a 9, and so Ruiz does exactly what I said before. Another point that she recovers. This means that now she's only 1 point away going into the last end, and come on, this is game on. This is game on, because if you're trailing by a single point, your opponent knows that they're on the knife edge, that they can't make any mistakes. They can't afford to make any mistakes. In the 5th and final regulation end, we're going to have Alexis Ruiz shooting first, and so she is going to have the opportunity to put some pressure on Venom. If she starts strong, just like she did in the last end, she is going to put some pressure on the Indian, and it's going to be game on. Now, we've just had a close-up on the feed, and we are having some drops falling there in Nanjing, China. So we see the bowls with some drops on them, and you know it's not warm. It is 17 degrees Celsius, 63 Fahrenheit in Nanjing, China. So, and if it's cloudy and with the rain, yeah, it can be a bit chilly. And why is that important for archery? Well, if you have your hands cold, if your hands are a bit stiff, that's not ideal for shooting. So it can definitely play a part. And also in compound, change in variation can also affect the release aid as well, because it's very fine parts, very small parts, mechanical parts in the release aid. So that can play an influence. Shashkant Yadav, thanks, bro, for the information. My pleasure, man. Thank you for being here with us and with all the comments. You must be on the edge of your seat, because this is a thrilling one for Venom. Let's see how this one plays out. Ruiz is at full draw, starting the 5th end. She needs a 10 to put some pressure. Ah, but that's an 8. That's an 8 for Ruiz. She shakes her head because she knows that maybe this is the match of the arrow. Maybe she gave this one away with that shot, and Venom does not forgive. That's a 10 for the Indian. Now, what was a single point lead and now becomes 3 with the 2 arrows left. Ruiz shaking a little bit with that one, not so settled, drops another point to the other side. I think this is done. I think this is done. Off to Venom. She shoots a 9, but that's good enough for her. Ruiz in what will likely be her last arrow of the match, of the World Cup season, in fact. Can't walk away in a high, shooting an X10. Big sigh from her as she walks off the line. I guess there was a lot of tension there for the American. But there you have it. Venom with a 10. Huge high five with her coach. And it's victory for Team India. We're going to have Andrea Becerra from Mexico facing Jyoti Sureka Venom from India in the first semifinal. What a match that is going to be for sure. Too bad for Team USA, who sees Alexis Ruiz with that late charge. It really seemed as if she was going to put up a challenge up until the very end, but she came short with that 8 that she shot in her first arrow in this end. So bad for her. And yeah. Well, we had Maury, who was cheering for Alexis Ruiz here in the chat, so sorry for you, Maury, but that's the joy for all the Indian supporters that we have here, because at least one of the Indians is through. We're going to have another one coming up next in Madhura Damagonkar, who will be shooting against Mariana Bernal. So that's going to be the match to see which country is going to have 2 archers in the semifinals. Is it going to be India or is it going to be Mexico? As I update the sidebar schedule, I'm going to bring up the giveaway once again.
That went awry for her. Wasn't happy with the shot, going 8, 9, 10 in the last end.
So once again, we have a giveaway going on. You can win a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus by simply commenting here on our YouTube live who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag archery giveaway. So make sure you don't miss out on that one. During the World Championships, we had giveaways like this, and the winners, they might be watching the competition with the subscription they won just a month ago when we had the World Championships in Gwangju, Korea. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Comment, say who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag archery giveaway. We've already had a couple of comments of people joining the giveaway. It's as simple as that, and you don't want to miss it. Once again, this is a watch party. How does this work? You have a QR code on the left-hand side of your screen that will take you to Archery Plus, and there you can watch everything that I'm watching. I'm here to keep you company, just to give my impressions, comment on it a little bit, and hopefully we have a chill, good time watching the competition. On the live feed, we see the updated bracket, and I'm gonna update my sidebar schedule here so that next time we have updated scores and matches. We are gonna get started in just a moment with the third quarterfinal of the day between the Madura Damagaonkar from India and Mariana Bernal from Mexico. There you go. I have it updated here. I'm gonna be coming up on the screen in just a moment. We have it there. We're halfway through the quarterfinals then. First match, it was Andre Becerra from Mexico with a very commanding victory over Hazal Burum from Turkey, 146 to 140. Then second quarterfinal, it was India's Jyoti Sureka Venam beating Alexis Ruiz from the United States, 143 to 140. Getting some very nice aerial shots of the venue in Nanjing, China. All the skyscrapers in the Chinese city, and we also had the close-up of the trophy. Oh, it's heavy. This one over here. This is what these top athletes are fighting for in Nanjing, China. The Archery World Cup Final Trophy. Man, this is heavy. I think about 5 kilos or something. Like 2 pounds, 3 pounds. Yeah, it's or no, actually, 5 kilos. That should be 11 or 12 pounds. Great then. Once again, giveaway going on. Make sure you comment on YouTube. The giveaway for a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus. Archers are on the line. We have already the second Indian archer getting ready, Madura Damagaonkar, winner of stage 2 that took place in China as well, in Shanghai earlier this year in May. She's shooting first on target 1. She's facing Mariana Bernal from Mexico. Starts with a 9, the Indian. Mariana Bernal next. That's a 9 as well. Both of them to the same side of the target, the left-hand side. That's the the direction in which the wind is blowing, because we're seeing most of the points being dropped over there. As Madura, yes, a lot of ball movement there. The wind is definitely blowing. Challenging one for her, keeps it in the gold. That's a 9, but that's got to be an early opportunity for Mariana Bernal. She in tow. That's an 8. So what was an opportunity for the Mexican turned to be an opportunity for the Indian, who in turn like throws her bows aside. And even though it was a 27 3 9s for Madura, which doesn't seem to be the best score in compound archery, but the high five she had with her coach, it's like, wow, super pumped up and super happy with this. This shows how challenging the conditions are, but Mariana Bernal recovered super quickly from that 8, shoots a 10, so that means that it's 27 apiece. Both archers with the same score, and for the first time today, we have matched scores after end number 1. We're having some delay on the graphics. It's acting up once again, so sorry about that. What can I do to try and fix this? But anyway, 27-27. Graphics. Yeah, okay, let me read some more comments here. Congratulations to Jyoti. I'm watching from India. Follow Indian Archer. Yeah, Madura from our Maharashtra. Is that what, a state, a province, a region in India? Come on, India Madura. Yeah, of course. Could be the second Indian in the semifinal. That's going to be awesome. But I think hopefully now we have the graphics working just right. We are about to get started with end number 2. Line judge Maya Shalaby gives the green light. A little lift and drop of shoulders by Madura, trying to get rid of the tension, the nerves. Big stake here. A lot at stake for the season finale, the World Cup season finale, wrapping up the outdoor season in Nanjing, China. Whoa, that's great stuff by Madura. Timing was great. X10. Putting pressure on Mariana Bernal. Whoa, but she answers with the same level of precision. The pressure is now back on Madura. Good timing as well, but I think she just couldn't control the exit that well, so she couldn't quite direct it that well. That shot ended dropping a 9 to the right. And I think this one was a bit too fast for Bernal, so she didn't look happy as soon as that one came out, but still, X10 might have been a little surprise for her, but that's for sure kind of shot you would take. As Madura finds her way back into the center. A 29 for the Indian. Whoa. Very tight group. Very impressive from Bernal. That's a 30 from the young Mexican. Mariana Bernal, who is only, I'll tell you, only 22 years old. But Madura in turn, 25. So young lineup that we have here. We had some veterans, especially in Jyoti Sureka Venom, who has been around for a really long time and at the top, really impressive by the Indian. And maybe she will be joined by her compatriot Madhura Damagonkar from India. It's funny the close-up that we had there with Mariana. She seems to be somewhat surprised by her arrows, so I guess there is this difference in how she feels and the results she's getting. But and why does that would happen? You would assume shooting in a venue like this with the cameras, with the crowds, alternate shooting. This is wild. Okay, this is wild. Like archery, it's this sport where everyone looks so composed, so calm, so focused. But that's on the outside. Inside, they might as well be going through this whirlwind of emotions. It is kind of this storm going on in terms of emotions, in terms of thoughts. So it's really really challenging, and this just makes your body feel different. You just everything feels completely different, and so it's very hard to keep the nerves in a finals setting like this. Scores have been confirmed. It's a 1 point lead for Bernal from Mexico. As we've had in the other ends, India's Damagaonkar is shooting first on target 1. Wind doesn't seem to be blowing, but still, the Indian shot a 9 once again to the right-hand side of the target. We see her adjusting her sight. She needs to recover from that one, but good news is that Bernal in turn also dropped a point. So the difference between them remains. That's another opportunity for the Indian. This time it's another 9, but that's high. Yeah, you see the look on her face. She was not happy with that one, as we get a glimpse of the windsock, and it's dead. So no wind blowing right now. We know this could change at any moment, but Bernal finds the 10 once again. It's now a 2-point lead for the Mexican, as Damagaonkar shoots another 9. That's a 27. Not good enough if she wants to be the second Indian in the semifinal. Bernal making a statement with another 10. That's a 29 for the Mexican. What was then a single point lead coming into this end, now it's 3 with only 6 arrows left. Madura, who has shot only 2 10s in this match, we see her, mimicking the shot, just trying to bring back that feeling of the 10 shot, because she knows she will need to come straight into the fourth end, putting pressure on Bernal. Now 10s is all that matters for the Indian, because 3-point deficit, that's not ideal, especially at such a high level competition as this one. Héctor Julian, hola bro, buenas noches, ¿cómo estás? Todo bien, muchas gracias. Hola Héctor, gracias por estar acá con nosotros. Hello Héctor, let us know where you're watching from. So, but thanks for joining. Jay Savani, hello Shashkant Bhai. Bro's having a little conversation there in the chat. Cheering for Madura Damagaonkar, I suppose. It's a nice replay of the Madura. She seems to be having a good time with the coach. Very strong high fives. We saw a lot of that from Alejandro Lusquiano in the World Championships. That was a funny one, a trademark, and Madura is doing the same. Look of focus on the athlete's face. You've heard the buzzer. We're getting started with end number 4. Madura at full draw. Wow, looking so steady. This one looked really good. No surprise it was X10. This is exactly what she needs to try and put some pressure on Bernal. Maybe that worked. That one seemed a bit too crisp from the Mexican. Drops 1 point. Madura's deficit down to 2 points now. Wow. And it seems she's dialed in now. 2 arrows in the X10 as Bernal just clips the line. The difference remains at 2 points with 4 arrows to go. If Madura manages to recover another point, She shoots a perfect 30. Triple X. So if Bernal drops another point, no, that's a 29. But my point was, even though it's a 2-point deficit, if Madura Damagonkar manages to claw back yet another point, then she puts Bernal on quite a lot of pressure, because the Mexican will know that she can't afford to drop any more points. And then, yeah, it's anyone's game going into the fifth and final end. So don't discard India's Madura Damagonkar just yet, because what a recovery she's had. She came from shooting 27, which equals as her worst end. So she recovered from that to shoot her best end. A 30 with the 3 axis. I saw on social media on Archery Letdown. I don't know if you guys follow them on Instagram. It's quite a funny archery banter and meme page, and they were calling a few kind of nicknames for how to say ends or sets, and so triple X when it's a 30, it's a dirty 30. So I like that one. We've just had dirty 30 from Madura Damagonkar from India. She once again takes a deep breath and lifts her shoulders, then drops them down, kind of just trying to shrug off the pressure. Okay, enough talking. Now is the time of the truth. Fifth regulation end starting. Madura Damagonkar needs to put pressure on Mariana Bernal to try and force the shoot off or even win the match in the regulation ends. She's taking her time but looking still, and what a shot that was. Dead center. That does put pressure on the 22-year-old from Mexico. Yeah, but she responds. She answers, and now the pressure's back on the Indian, who needs to keep up this level of performance to stay alive. And that's a 10 as we see her celebrating as soon as that one leaves the bow. Another X10. It's the fifth in a row for Damagonkar. Pressure back on Bernal, who delivers. It's another 10. So now she's looking comfortable for her last arrow. Madura has got to shoot a 10 and hope for an 8 from Bernal. But she shoots a 9. She shoots a 9. I guess this is, yeah, a 7 for a shoot-off. 8 to win. How about a 10? Bernal with a 10 is the second Mexican in the semifinal then. That's the end of the road for Damagonkar from India, the winner of the second stage that we had earlier this year in Shanghai, in China too. Bernal seems not to be really believing that she has won it, but now she comes across to congratulate her opponent. Coach is also shaking hands. It is a victory for Mariana Bernal from Mexico. Who will be facing who? We wonder. It'll depend on the last quarterfinal between Ella Gibson from Great Britain and China's Zhang Xinyang. Yeah, some more people joining the giveaway. Gangan, Deepteya, Jyoti, archery giveaway. Yeah, Shashkant Yadav says, good play Madura. Yeah, of course, it was just like Alexis Ruiz, that they managed to make a very good comeback, to put pressure right there in the end, but just came a bit short. So, too bad for them, but that was, yeah, a great match from them. Madura, who I think this is her first year with with remarkable results in the international circuit, and what a pleasant surprise it is to see yet another Indian talent coming through. She won a stage, like, come on, that's huge. And we also saw some great shooting by her in the Chengdu World Games in August, and now there was also a good display up against Bernal from Mexico here in the season finale in Nanjing, China. Good. Let me update this. Once again, we have the poll going on, asking who you think is going to be the World Cup champion today. So you can vote on Andrea Becerra from Mexico, Jyoti Surekavanam, 39% of the votes from India, Ella Gibson, who we're gonna see up next in just a moment's time, and then fourth option, someone else. Who is that? So let us know in the comments. We have the giveaway going on. We have some people joining the giveaway already. I'm going to announce the winner at the end of the session. As soon as we're done with the gold medal match, I'm going to announce who won 1 year subscription to Archery Plus, where you can watch all the competition. Once again, this is a watch party. What's going on here? I'm here to keep you company as you watch all the competition on the live feed. You can do so by scanning the QR code on the left-hand side of your screen. It'll take you to Archery Plus, where you can watch all the competition, all the action. And not only that, there are so many competitions that you can watch live. And there's also exclusive content such as educational material, but also some awesome documentaries such as 10, the one about the Korean women ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympics, as they were chasing their 10th consecutive gold medal in the team event at the Olympics. Also, Target Paris documentary featuring me, by the way, and Brady Allison's Believe documentary. So yeah, just go there, and there is so much exclusive archery content that you can get on Archery Plus. Athletes are coming onto the stage then, and I have to admit that maybe I'm old style, I'm old-fashioned, and I've been around for way too much time, but you can't help but find it a little bit strange when you see Chinese archers shooting compound, because we rarely see them in the world competitions. And so the World Cup final stage is like, we have 7 athletes that qualify for the event, and the 8th is necessarily a home archer. And so it's the case here, where we have we need to have a mandatory Chinese archer competing, and so in this case it is Zhang Xinyang. But what a start, to the delight of the home crowd. That's a 10 from Zhang Xinyang. Off to Ella Gibson, who matches her with the 10. Graphics are now on the screen. The Chinese, very beautiful bow she has, by the way, huh? Ooh. But that one is almost an 8. I think that's a 9. That touches the line, but that one went quite far off. Something clearly didn't work with that shot, as Ella Gibson doesn't forgive. 20 so far for the Brit. An early 1-point lead over the Chinese. Whoa, and this one goes on the other side. They're calling that second arrow an 8, but I think that's a 9. We'll see after confirmation from the target crew. But whoa, man, what a group by Ella Gibson. It's slightly high to the left on the 10 ring. I believe she's going to give her sight a few clicks. But amazing group there by Ella, who I think, of course, is the favorite here, right? So she is the winner of the 4th stage in Madrid. Ella Gibson, who, despite the young age, has been a very strong compound archer already for so many years. But she lacks, or she is missing, the 2 major titles that one can win in compound, at least for the moment, which is the World Championships and the World Cup final. And she's after that, what's going to be her first World Cup final win. And in fact, talking about Archery Plus, there you can see an interview that I did with her ahead of the Chengdu World Games, and we were talking about the Olympics as well. and her partnership or teaming up with AJ Scott, who we saw also in the Final Fours in Madrid, where Ella won. AJ Scott then at the occasion he finished fourth, but she was talking about the very good dynamic they have and kind of the call up that she did, kind of telling him, man, you know, we've got a chance at the Olympics. I need you to, you know whether you want to go full on at this. And so he answered the call. But yeah, we had a very nice chat that you can check on Archery Plus with Ella Gibson. Just head there with the QR code on the bottom left of your screen. That arrow was indeed upgraded by the Chinese, so it was a 27. That one on top right did clip the line. It's a 30 to 27. Once again, I think Ella Gibson is the favorite here, right? But anything can happen. Archery can happen, as we heard during the World Championships. Shashkant Yadav is asking, when semifinal starts? Well, when the semifinal for Jyoti starts, it's going to be as soon as this match is over. So it's going to be in about, 10 minutes time or 12 minutes? We're going to see Andrea Becerra from Mexico shooting against Jyoti Surekavenam. I think it's going to be a hell of a semifinal, honestly. Two giants of the sport battling it out to see who's going to be in the gold medal final. So you don't want to miss that. However, we still have one quarterfinal to finish. Zhang from China shoots a 10 back in the center of the target. Ella Gibson from Great Britain, now at full draw. Ooh, had a twitchy one. As she shot, it was quite twitchy. Drops an 8 low. Conditions are challenging. We can clearly see the wind blowing. For sure that contributed to Alice's 8. But that's another 8 from the Chinese. Wind seems not to be blowing that strong right now. Very smooth shot by Ella. Shoots a 10. So both archers with 18 points so far in this end. With Zhang now at full draw to finish her second end. That's a 10 for the Chinese. So 28. Good recovery after dropping those 2 points with her second arrow. Off to Ella now. She shoots a 10 as well. 9 arrows to go. A 3-point difference. Ella Gibson from Great Britain, 58 points against 55 points from China's Zhang Xinjiang. Well, thanks everyone for being here with me. If you've watched other watch parties, other watch-alongs this year, you know that I always have a guest, but today's guest had to pull out last minute due to a family emergency, so I'm going solo here with you guys, and thank you so much for being here with me. It is truly a pleasure to be watching very high-level archery and just having this exchange with everyone here on the YouTube live. Thanks for all the comments and keep them rolling. I remind you that we have a giveaway going on, a giveaway of a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus, where you can watch all the live feed of this competition and so many more. All you got to do is comment here on YouTube who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag archery giveaway. We are ready to start. End number 3. Scores have been confirmed, 58 to 55. Ella Gibson from Great Britain leads by 3 points, as we have a very nice aerial drone shot over the bridge behind the venue in downtown Nanjing. Very modern cityscape. But now back to archery. Zhang Xinjiang from China coming to full draw. Drops another point. not the best when you're up against an archer like Ella Gibson. Oh, it's a very nice detail of her release aid. She has all her gear in black and purple. Shoots another 10. Dialed in, looking comfortable. Now a 4-point lead for the Brit. Zhang still struggling. Drops another 9 to the right. She's a bit all over the place. It's cool to see at the tip of the stabilizer of Ella Gibson, she has that little thread just to see the wind. I used to have this on my bow as well. As she shoots another 10, looking really good, really comfortable. Well, that's great grouping by Zhang, just not in the best place. All her 3 arrows could easily fit into the 10, but they're slightly low into the right. Wind blowing now for Ella. Trying to keep it steady. We see her bow moving. She drops a 9. That was, yeah, nicely done by her given the conditions, but still looking so comfortable. 5-point lead going into the 4th end. 6 arrows left. Zhang is going to have to recover almost basically a point per arrow. And this is going to be really challenging. For the moment, I think it's shaping up. Second semifinal between Mariana Bernal from Mexico and Ella Gibson from Great Britain. As we see the feather flags blowing so much with the wind. This has been the tone today in this final in Nanjing, which has seen conditions changing so quickly, really. Like, we have dead still conditions, no wind blowing at all, and then all of a sudden these gusts of wind where we see even the athlete's body moving and swaying all over the place. Very difficult to read the conditions. Some replays, some close-ups of the last end, and Ella Gibson is looking really chill, really relaxed, really seems to be in a good headspace in this quarterfinal, despite all the pressure that I was talking about before. After all, this is immense pressure environment, very, very high stakes, because the title at stake here is huge. The season finale, the title of the entire season. We've had 4 stages, 4 regular stages earlier in the year, culminating into the final stage in Nanjing, China. Zhang is shooting first, as she has done in all previous ends, but once again, not looking good. Drops 2 points. It's a high 8 for her. And Ella shoots another 10. That one to the right, just clipping the line. But given the conditions, that's great stuff by the Brit. As Zhang finds the center of the target once again. X10, but I'm afraid that's too little, too late from her. Ella, another 10. She's going kind of around. She's kind of flirting with the line between the 10 and the 9, but that's 10 points all the same. Who cares? A 27 then at the end for Zhang Xinyang. Ella Gibson with a 30. This one more towards the center of the target. Her second 30 of the match. Ella Gibson looking dialed in, comfortable, and ready to go for the semifinal. It's an 8-point lead. It's going to take a disaster for this to slip away from Ella Gibson. I really think we're looking comfortably at a semi-final between Mariana Bernal from Mexico and Ella Gibson from Great Britain. Zhang Xinyang can try and just enjoy her last arrows in the finals arena in front of her home crowd. But I really don't see this coming her way before the end of the match. Interesting detail there of the little blow tube, just to get rid of the droplets on the spotting scope, on the sighting scope actually, sorry. But okay, at least we see a chill chat, relaxed chat between the athlete and the coach, the Chinese athlete. Yeah, a smile from her, just trying to soak it in and enjoy the environment, enjoy this experience. As the stands are clearly more full to see their home favorite, and it's really cool the support that Zhang has on her quiver belt to put the bow on. It's a sunflower. It's really cute. That's very original. Okay. We're going for end number 5, last and 5th regulation end. Ella Gibson with a very comfortable 8-point buffer. Yeah, not the smoothest of shots and of executions from Zhang. Understandably, given the conditions, wind is blowing as even Ella is also moving a little bit. Wow. But another good one by Ella, puts it in the 9. She matches her opponent. That's more than what she needs to win this match and go through to the semis. Yeah, Zhang with the 10. Off to the Brit. Gibson. Wind seems to be quieter now, but still Gibson drops another point into low 9. Yeah, that's the best way to finish from Zhang with a 10, x10, one of her best shots of the match. Walks away in a high. Poor. But that's a perfect one from Ella. And also, it's the best way to finish for the Brit. Dead center, 145 for Ella Gibson, who is now through to the semifinals. She dispatches the home favorite Zhang Xinyang, who says bye to her World Cup title hopes. And we could clearly see Ella saying it's cold, and she's putting on her jacket as soon as she's done. So yeah, chilly conditions in Nanjing. It is once again 18 degrees Celsius, 64 Fahrenheit. And if the sun is not shining, yeah, one can feel cold under those conditions. She's gotta try to keep warm for her next match, the semifinal. Let me update the sidebar schedule then to bring you our semifinals.
Wider than we've seen from her throughout the match, but the conditions have been very tricky here in Nanjing at the Kinder Archery World Cup final. Gibson completes the top 4 joining in the semi-finals. Inch closer to the season-ending finale. Stunning location here by the bridge over the river here as the top 4 are complete. And
Have it ready. Let's take a look at the schedule then, now that we have our semi-finalists. We have our semifinals determined. There you go. And with the scores as well. Andrea Becerra, who is, of course, she's got to be one of the favorites. After all, she is the reigning world champion, world games champion, world rank number 1. She shot the best score of all the quarterfinals with 146. After that, we've had Mariana Bernal and Ella Gibson, both with 145, and Jyoti Surekavenam from India with 143, so the lowest scoring archer of all the semifinalists. Conditions have been changing a lot, so that explains the variation in score. We have the first semifinal between Andrea Becerra from Mexico and Jyoti Surekavenam from India. Then another Mexican in Mariana Bernal, only 22 years of age, against Ella Gibson from Great Britain. And I think of all the semifinalists, the only one we didn't see in the Archer Premier League, who we saw in just a week ago in India, which was amazing, is Mariana Bernal. So we've had Venom, Andrea Becerra, Ella Gibson, all of them shooting in the first Archery Premier League in Delhi in India, which was so cool to see also international archers, recurve and compounders competing together. That was very nice to watch. We get a view of the backstage. Archers are ready to go. I'm just going to populate here the match graphic. We're gonna have Becerra and Venom. A reminder that we have the giveaway going on. We've already had some people joining the giveaway, telling us in the comments who they're cheering for, followed by hashtag Archery Giveaway. You don't want to miss that. It's a giveaway for a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus. It means that by October 2026, all throughout, you're going to have access to exclusive archery content for free. That's amazing. Not only you can watch all the competitions, the entirety of the next year's World Cup season, but you can watch all the Indoor World Series stages. You can watch other continental competitions. You have access to exclusive educational material, featured documentaries, and much more. So make sure you join our giveaway. We are ready for the first semifinal. What a cracker of a match I think this one is going to be between Jyoti Surekavenam from India and Andrea Becerra from Mexico. We are getting started then. Andrea Becerra is already at full draw. The world rank number 1 archer is getting matters started in the first semifinal. Can she win gold today in Nanjing, China? She took her time, had a little sway of her arm, dropped 1 point, just missing the 10 by a couple of millimeters to the right. Venom grabs the opportunity. She starts with the 10, and in a match like this, every little point matters. Becerra is now in the 10, the kind of recovery you'd expect from the world rank number 1. The Mexican is in the 10. It is now Venom's turn to respond. Yeah, that one looked quite good in terms of execution, but just went a bit low. I wonder what didn't quite work with that shot, but that's an opening for Becerra. Another 10 from the Mexican. The group is a little bit spread, but these are the early stages in this match. Athletes are getting sighted in after sitting out for a couple of matches. Venom, 29 as well. They both have matched scores. It is 29 apiece, nothing in between them, with 4 ends to go. But man, look at Becerra's, the look on her face. She's ready to kill. Laser focus, like the... Yeah, she is on a mission. Wow. Yeah, if you're not seeing this, you should just, once again, go to Archery Plus and see this, because the look on her face tells it all. But this is just getting started. This can go any way. Either way, we have very, very strong archers. What a lineup that we have. And you'd expect nothing different, right? Because this is the World Cup final stage. We across 4 regular stages that started as early as April. We have the best athletes of the world fighting it out to be here at this opportunity. Only 8 of the world's best archers have qualified to be in Nanjing, China, with a shot at the World Cup title. World Cup title represented by this trophy over here. This is what they're fighting for. But let's keep focused on the task at hand. You do have to shoot your best if you want to win that trophy. We are getting started with the second end, as we have Dev Bindur, Jyoti Surekavanam, Shashkant Yadav. Come on, Jyoti. Oh yes, Indian support very strong here in our live stream. Becerra from Mexico is shooting first once again. Didn't seem too happy with that one, but that was good enough. Just clipped the line. It's in the 10 ring. Ooh, I think this one by Jyoti just had a little too much energy. Seemed to be kind of pushing too much. Ends up dropping a point with a high 9. Becerra grabs the opportunity with both hands. 2 10s from the Mexican means that she keeps the early lead that she had in the second end. Oh, but Venom drops another point. Now she is trailing by 2. Looking so focused, she gives a few clicks to her sight, but there's a little opening from Becerra. She in turn drops another point, shoots a high 9, and Venom shoots a 10. It means that what was a 2-point deficit is now back to 1. 58 to 57 with Andrea Becerra, the world rank number 1, leading by a single point, leading Jyoti Surekavanam, who is kind of, maybe we can say she is the face of the Indian, how to say, the Indian tradition, especially in the compound women side. So she was really the one who spearheaded all the amazing results that India has been winning in the compound women's division. And despite her young age, she's been around for quite some time. She's only 29 years old, but we feel that she's been around for so long. And she clearly has the talent and the experience to put up a very strong fight up against Becerra, the 25-year-old from Mexico. Two beeps means that we are go for end number 3. Jyoti, for the first time, is shooting first in this match. Oh, that one's close to the line. In venue, they confidently called it a 10, so let's go with it. A 10 to start for Jyoti. just clipping the line. Becerra does similar, just a little bit more inside. Just goes to show with the changing conditions. With this shot that we see the banners and the flags and the trees moving in the background. Venom does great by putting this one in the 10, putting some pressure on the Mexican, as we see quite a lot of movement there. She's taking her time, bow moving a lot at full draw. Oh, it's an 8. It's an 8 from Becerra in very challenging conditions. The door is now open for Venom. Whoa, another one so close to the line, but they're calling it a 9, and I think it might as well be. But anyway, we're going to have a measure down at the targets. Becerra recovers well, shooting a 10. Honestly, in the graphics, it is saying that Becerra is leading by a point, but I don't think that's the case. Anyway, we'll need to see confirmation and a measure happening 50 meters downrange, down at the targets. We have target judge Laura Lynn Churchill and also the agents representing Andrea Becerra from Mexico and Jyoti Sureka Venom from India. They have agents there checking their scores. We're getting a shot from the target camera, looking at those liners from Becerra and also Venom. Yeah, we see target judge Laura Lynn just making a little correction to the scorecard. We are gonna have wait. I'm just a little bit lost with the graphics, but it's saying score increase 86-86. Is that it? No, Venom. Venom is now leading by a point. It is 87-86. I'm just looking all around, trying to get the most accurate information, because on the official scoring system, Ayanseo, it is showing 86 apiece, and the graphics on the feed was showing that Venom was leading. So I'm just trying to understand. Oh no, it was a 30 by Venom. Her bottom arrow then did touch the line. So it is indeed 87-86. Andrea Becerra is now trailing by a point as she shoots a 9, only 1 or 2 millimeters away from the 10. Another opportunity for the Indian, who was trailing in the match and is now ahead. She matches Becerra, shoots a 9 as well. Becerra has another opportunity to put some pressure on the Indian and stay alive in the match. She does it. She shoots a 10. Now the pressure is on Venom. Venom taking her time. Worked well for her. X10. Matching Becerra. She keeps her 1 point lead. Yeah, a bit of a twitchy shot from Becerra, but that one's still in the 10. Touching the line from the inside of the 10 ring. A 29 for Becerra. Venom, a 10 to stay ahead. That's a 9. So they're both going into the 5th and final end, tied at 115 points. Whoa, we've already had, 3 matches that came into the final end so close, but none of them came into the final end with scores tied. And there was no way we can say which way this is going, because Andrea Becerra can come straight shooting the lights out with a 30, and Jyoti as well. It'll come down to very, very fine margins. I think we don't have any liners that were supposed that could give us a surprise in terms of score. So I'm closing this one in the graphics. We're almost ready to start the fifth end. Andrea Becerra taking some deep breaths. Now I think we're starting to see the tension creeping on her. Or no. So we did have an upgrade from Becerra? Is that it? If I heard correctly. Oh my god, it's so many fine margins here. I'm just waiting to see the graphic on the live feed. Also keeping an eye on the official scoring system. Now this one for sure seemingly taking time to get confirmed. Athletes waiting a little bit longer than usual there on the shooting line to start the fifth end. The look of concentration on Venom's face says it all. Okay, at last we're going for the fifth end. Maya Shalabai on the shooting line signals the start of end number 5. Or better yet, she was just telling the archers in which order they were going to shoot, just confirming. But what's going on? At last it seems that we're going. We get a shot of the range. Everything's clear and ready to go. At last we have 2 beeps. Athletes stepping on the shooting line. And it was indeed a 30 for Becerra. So she is leading by a point. Going to the fifth end. Venom is shooting first on target 2. Oh, I wonder whether that's an 8 or 9. To the left. Must have been influenced by the wind. Becerra, who was leading by a point now, has a great opportunity. She capitalizes, shoots a 10. I wonder whether this increases her lead by 1 or 2 points. Venom desperately needing 10s. She shoots one. Now she's got to hope conditions stay harsh for Becerra and that she will drop points in turn. But that's looking quite steady for the Mexican. That's a 9 just out. Which way is this going? Venom needs a 10. Gotta hope for more dropped points from Becerra. Oh, that's a 9 just out. I guess Becerra is looking quite good to go to the gold medal final here. And she does it for sure. We have some measures that need to take place, but for sure we have a victory of Andrea Becerra from Mexico, who at one moment was in the back foot, was leading by a point at the end of the third end, but she managed to overcome the deficit, to claw back, and now we're gonna see Andrea Becerra, the world rank number 1, the current world champion, try and win her first ever World Cup final stage. Heartbreak for Team India. We have some comments. Yeah, Jyoti not consistent. It's hard because the conditions were so tough. So tough. But in the end, yeah, if you've shot less points, then you were less consistent. We have the target judge just signaling officially that Andrea Becerra is the winner of this match. They're walking off the arena, walking off the stage. Adi, come on, yeah, bye from Jyoti. Yeah, guys, unfortunately, Jyoti lost this one. This was very, very challenging, and we all knew this was going to be very tough against Andrea Becerra. She is, I feel that words can't really describe the moment she's leaving. She is on top form, shooting at such a high level, so consistent, so consistent. It is truly remarkable. She's been shooting at an amazing level since April. So it's just think of that. It's week in, week out. She's delivering. It's truly amazing. And Venom stayed in the fight until the very end. But it's really hard out there in Nanjing. We see the wind blowing. It's really challenging. But still, she can shoot for bronze, and that's going to be a hell of an achievement if she goes on to win bronze. And we remain to see whether it's going to be against Ella Gibson or Mariana Bernal. But Andrea Becerra is the one to be stopped, and we'll see whether anyone can stop her in the gold medal final. I'm going to update the schedule and the graphics here, because we've had then in the first semifinal 145 to 143. For bronze, we are going to have Jyoti, there you go. There you have it then. We've already had our first semifinal. You can see on the right hand side of your screen, Andrea Becerra beat Jyoti Sureka Venom 145 to 143. The world rank number 1 is then through to the gold medal final. And what is that we're seeing on the live feed? It's kind of like an abandoned amusement park. Quite eerie, honestly, especially with the low rain clouds looming low over Nanjing. That's interesting to see, to say the least. But then we are gonna have the second semifinal. Mariana Bernal from Mexico facing Ella Gibson from Great Britain. I reckon Ella Gibson is the favorite for this one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I wanna know your opinion. But so bad, because on the poll where we were asking who's going to be the World Cup champion today, most of the votes with the Jyoti Sureka Venom, 39% of the votes in fact. Well, she said bye to her World Cup title aspirations then, because Andrea Becerra will be shooting for gold. And I wonder, I should look up, and if anyone has this info and could share on the chat, that would be really cool. I wonder when was the last time we had somebody who won the World Cup final in the compound women's division who wasn't Sarah Lopez. I wonder when that was and who that was, of course. We're also running a bit behind schedule. We still have 3 matches to go. Mariana Bernal, Ella Gibson in the second semifinal. Whoever loses in this one will face Venom for bronze. Whoever wins, Becerra for gold. And I'm gonna be very honest, I'm finding it a bit weird that Haven't had any negative comments yet, so something's off, I wonder. But anyway, I really appreciate everyone joining, everyone here with me, watching this, joining our watch party on YouTube, following the season finale, the World Cup, the Hyundai Archery World Cup coming to a close in 2025. We've had the first stage in April in Central Florida, in Haines City. That was in April. Afterwards, in May, second stage was in Shanghai, China. Third stage in June in Antalya, Turkey. Then the fourth stage in July in Madrid, in Spain. And at last, the season is coming to a close in Nanjing, China. It's the first time, by the way, that the Archery World Cup final is held in China. Over the last couple of years, we've had it taking place in Mexico, but this time out, then in China. Okay, we got a view of the backstage with the Mexican Bernal and Gibson from Great Britain ready to go. Man, everyone is under 30. That's crazy, huh? Mariana Bernal 22, Ella Gibson 25, Becerra 25 as well, and Venom. She is the veteran of this final four in the final stage at 29 years of age. Me at 32, feeling quite old, and I have no World Cup final to on my tally. Enough of that. Bernal from Mexico shooting first on target 1. This is semi-final number 2. Who will be shooting for gold? Who will have to settle for bronze? Bernal, strong, straight off the blocks with a 10. Off to Ella Gibson. Drops 1 point, shooting high 9. Guess she knows what she needs to do to correct. Looking still confident. 14 arrows left for the Brit. Bernal with her second 10. As we get that very nice close-up on Ella Gibson's release aid. She finds the center of the target. Is she dialed in and ready to go into the end, we wonder. Ten, 10, 10, that's a 30 for Mariana Bernal. Gibson needs a 10 to try and stay close, to stay on Bernal's heels. That's exactly what she does. 30-29. High five with coach John Knott, who has been with her already for so many years. The Mexican with an early 1 point lead over Ella Gibson, former world number 1. Ella Gibson currently second in the World Cup ranking. She lost the first place to Andrea Becerra after the World Games in Chengdu in August earlier this year. Bernal, who sits at the 10th place in the World Cup ranking, in the world ranking, I'm sorry. And she's a reigning world champion in the teams event when she won with Andrea Becerra at her side just about a month ago in Gwangju, Korea. Scores have been confirmed. We had no liners, so no surprises with this one. We are ready to go for the second end. Bernau is leading by a single point over Ella Gibson. But don't take this as a sign that this is done, because especially with the last match, we had turnarounds happening time like all over the match, all the way to the end. This can go either way, and these archers know it. Only 15 arrows to decide who wins and who gets eliminated. I mean, in the semifinal, you're not eliminated. You're still going to shoot for bronze, but these archers shoot hundreds and hundreds of arrows every single day, but it comes down to only 15 to determine which way their season is going to go. Ella Gibson is now the one shooting first. Oh, on the cross, on the spider. What a shot that was. 10 points for the Brit, matched by Bernau, who also shoots an X10. The X, who is only 4 centimeters wide, 50 meters away. It's crazy. 1 point dropped by Ella. That's another opening for Bernau, but look at the wind. Whoa, her t-shirt blowing all over the place. She shoots a 9 as well. And her smile says that she's actually very happy with that, and rightly so. Oh, the little thread at the tip of Ella's stabilizer is moving all over the place. 28 for Ella Gibson. Bernau might extend her lead if she shoots a 10. That's exactly what she does. Right beside her first arrow. That's great stuff by the young Mexican. You might be wondering whether we're going to have an all-Mexican final for gold. Now, yeah, conditions are the weather is not the best once again in Nanjing. In between the ends, we see Ella Gibson with her jacket around her shoulder, trying to stay warm, just trying to keep that body temperature in between the ends. And we have a measure happening because Ella Gibson, maybe that's a 29 instead of a 28, so that would mean a 59 to 58. Maybe it's not a 2-point deficit. Maybe it's rather a 1-point deficit. Or no, score was confirmed. That bottom arrow by Ella did not clip the line. That was indeed a 28. So we have 59 to 57. Provisional 2-point lead for Bernau.
To coach John Knott.
2 beeps. We're starting with the third end. Athletes now on the shooting line. Ella Gibson will be shooting first once again on target 2 on the right hand side of the venue. That's a 10 from Ella. Trying to put some pressure on the young 22-year-old Mexican Bernau. Pooh. If there is pressure, she's not feeling it, or at least not showing. X10 from Bernau, missing the spider by just a couple of millimeters. Another 10 from Ella. Keeps it up. Pressure is just going from one side of the shooting line to another. But that's a good opportunity for the Brit. Mariana Bernal drops a point. The difference between them comes down to a single point once again. And that's a 30 from Ella. X10 in her last arrow. High five with Coach John Knott. Good end from the Briton as Bernal finds her way back into the center of the target. She stops the point bleeding. And now that's 88 to 87 with the Mexicans still ahead. Another comment from Gangan Deepte. We'll be batting on Ella for the last one. Yeah, so you're batting. Me too, I would be batting on Ella, but all the way throughout this match, we've had... Actually, from the very first arrow, we have Mariana Bernal ahead, so she's well ahead for more than half of the match. But anyway, anything can happen, really, especially in the crucial last ends. Ella definitely is not one to be discarded. I would be surprised if we have an all-Mexican final. The surprise, of course, not Andrea Becerra, but it would be Mariana Bernal. Even though she's had 2 Final Four appearances this year, she even won a medal. When was it? She got 3rd in Central Florida and then 4th in Antalya. But Ella Gibson is really the one with a bigger reputation to her name and has been around for a longer time. Both of them after their first ever World Cup final title. It is confirmed, 88 to 87. Let me switch to the next end on the graphics. We are getting started. End number 4, 6 arrows to go. Ella at full draw. We got a nice view of the range. Wind is quiet now. Ella Gibson X10, exactly what she needs to keep the pressure up and try and claw back yet another point. Bernal responds with a 10. So far, so good. Arrows ticking down. Off to Ella. Another 10. This time, not in the X, but still worth 10 points all the same. Ooh, yeah, that's the opportunity Ella was waiting for. Bernal had a bit of a tense end to that shot that was a bit too crisp. She drops another point. They are now square. Ella Gibson. Oh, she in turn drops a 9. That one's high. Her entire group shifted upwards. Bernal can maintain her lead, and she does it. She does it. 29 to 29 once again. How many times today have we had this of both archers coming into the 5th end with only 1 point difference? But we haven't had shoot-offs yet, and we want shoot-offs. We always want shoot-offs. I wonder whether this is the first time we're going to have it today. But what's at stake here, once again, is a shot for gold at the season finale. And what an opportunity this is, especially on the compound women's side, when you don't have Sarah Lopez in the fight. Because Sarah Lopez, the 10-time World Cup final winner, is not competing this year. She's not competing this season for personal reasons. And so what an opportunity this is to grab this title, who has belonged basically to one person only for the past 10 years. Interesting close-up we have there of Bernal wiping her hand, the palm of her hand, wanting just to make sure she has no sweat between her hand and the bow grip, just to have a a nice and constant feel with the bow.
Anyone standing outside, but also causes equipment issues.
Myself, I've struggled with sweaty hands sometimes shooting competitions. Not cool.
Mexico playing Great Britain for a place in the Human Archery World Cup final.
Shashkant Yadav asking, can bronze medal match take place here? Well, we are going to be following that for sure. The live feed, you go to Archery Plus and you can watch everything. Or you can look for the broadcast rights holder in India. I'm sure there is a broadcast rights holder there, and maybe you can even watch it for free. Ella Gibson is starting the fifth and final end with a 10, exactly what she needs to try and put some pressure on the young Mexican. That was not the best shot from Mariana in terms of execution, but it's a 10 all the same.
Feeling the pressure, that is for sure.
I think she's feeling the pressure. Ooh, Ella a little bit twitchy. Both archers not with the best executions, but still in the 10. This is a game of perfection. We'll see who blinks first. So far, no one really blinking. Ella needs Mariana to slip up a little bit, make a mistake. All Ella can do now is shoot a 10 and put pressure. Oh, that's an 8. Oh, I guess this is over. Oh my. Yeah, so there we have it. We have an all Mexican final for gold. I really had Ella as the favorite for this one, but that 8 with the last arrow did not help her cause. Mariana Bernal seems to be a little bit lost in words and not really believing that this is happening, that she's actually going to be shooting for gold at the World Cup final stage. She has just beat world rank number 2 Ella Gibson from Great Britain. And this has been the tone of today's session, with athletes staying in the fight until the very end, making a charge until the very end, but then just dropping. And it goes to show the difficult conditions that we have in down there in downtown Nanjing. Very difficult to stay consistent. And whew. So yeah, sadly for Team Britain, Ella Gibson is now out of the fight, out of contention for gold, and it'll be an all Mexican affair to see who is the World Cup final champion. For sure it'll be a Mexican, but will it be Andrea Becerra or will it be Mariana Bernal?
Congratulations to Gibson. On the day, she shot really well on 144 in these conditions of great British shooting from the British archer, but Mariana Bernal shooting a 146 for a place in the Hyundai Archery World Cup final.
Okay, we've got the front panel match. Front panel. Okay. Front panel match coming up.
So the finalists are confirmed. Andrea Becerra of Mexico takes on a teammate Mariana Bernal in the gold medal match. But coming up next, it is the bronze medal.
Let me bring up the sidebar schedule once again then, so we can take a look at the spread of the scores. because then we've had, taking a look at the matches that we've had today so far, the two highest scores of the day have been by the two Mexicans, with Mariana Bernal shooting 146 in the semifinal and Andrea Becerra shooting 146 in her quarterfinal. Just makes us feel that it's quite fair then that they're both shooting for gold. Ella Gibson could have shot the 146, wasn't for that last arrow that ended up in the 8. That was really her undoing in the semifinal. Now she needs to settle with a chance for bronze against Venom from India. Little smile from Ella to the camera over there. Well, Venom just looks ahead, laser focused, wanting to take bronze for her home country, India. Shashkant, when the men's event starts, it'll start in 2 hours from now, in 1 hour 51 minutes to be more precise. That's when the men's team event is going to start. And there will be India shooting in the third quarterfinal, represented by Rishabh Yadav. Another very nice aerial view of downtown Nanjing with those clouds looming low. The weather has not been the best in Nanjing. We're still at 18 degrees Celsius, 64 Fahrenheit, at the Chinese town where we are hosting the Hyundai World Cup final stage of 2025. For both of these archers, it is their very last match of the outdoor season, the very last match of the 2025 World Cup season. Ella Gibson, once again, back on the stage, fresh from her semifinal after being defeated by Bernal from Mexico. And Jyoti, high five with the coach, also her last match, as we have somebody else joining the giveaway, Dev Bandur, cheering for Jyoti Sureka Venom, cheering for the Indian archer to win bronze. But she's got the talent of Ella Gibson is standing in her way. And who's gonna go home with bronze and who will have to settle with 4th place? Ella Gibson off the blocks, back in the X10, recovering from that 8 that she shot in the semifinal that cost her a shot at gold. Venom also really strong with an X10. Conditions look perfect now in terms of the wind, and they have to capitalize because this could change at any moment. And talk about capitalizing, Ella Gibson is doing so in style with the 2 arrows at the very center of the target. Jyoti, not that precise, but still X10s, X ring, which is only 4 centimeters wide, 50 meters away. It's like you're, a bit bigger than your thumb. It's really impressive as Ella shoots a 9, drops 1 point. This is a good opportunity for Venom to have an early lead. She does so. It is 30 for Venom from India, 30-29. She grabs the opportunity given by Ella Gibson, who is now once again in the back foot. Once again, Ella Gibson is trailing. And she's got to try and find a solution to whatever issue she's having in her shot. She's not being so consistent. This is what cost her a shot at gold. And now she needs and try and find a quick solution to stop Jyoti Venom from India. Shashkant once again, come on India, and lots of Indian flags. Indian support strong for Venom, who ended up missing on the opportunity for shooting for gold but can still be on the podium.
Very, very tight indeed.
Ready three. Thank you. Say that correct. Ready three. Next three.
As it
Three
was,
nine.
the wind just developed a little
Now,
bit.
good morning,
Seems like it
wherever you are, good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, maybe soon. 6:14 a.m. here in Central Europe, in Lausanne, Switzerland, where I am. Of course, we have viewers from India. Is slightly later over there, maybe late morning there for you guys. But it was a very early start for me over here in Switzerland.
ultimately up for grabs here.
Just past midday in Nanjing, China,
Closest to us will shoot
as we
well
see
from there.
the flag on top of the target
What's going down.
blowing quite a lot.
Try and get
I think the wind is back for this end, but that doesn't matter. Ella is back in the 10 after dropping a 9 with her last arrow in the first end. Venom shoots a 10 at basically the same spot as Ella did. Both of them drifting is slightly high to the left. Ella's turn. Clips the line with the X10, the X ring. Jyoti with another 10, both archers matching each other. Venom is holding on to her 1 point lead. The thread on Ella's stabilizer show that condition, at least on the shooting line, are very good, very still. Shoots an X once again for a 30, her first of the match. And that's also a 30 from Venom. All her arrows more towards the outside of the 10, but they're worth 10 points all the same. Now, Shashkant says Jyoti Venom is not consistent. Well, I think that's pretty harsh to say like that she's not consistent. I would just say that she's not that consistent compared to the other archers today, but she is an amazing archer, and to be achieving the results she has and to be getting the yeah the to have the reputation she has and all the performances she's had, you gotta be really, really consistent to be at her level. But it's just that today she's not at quite the same level as her competitors. But I'm just looking up here. She is third in the world ranking. And man, you don't get there if you're not very consistent. Very, very consistent. Here we're talking about a level of precision that is mind-blowing. It is a very high-level competition. After all, this is the season finale. We have literally the best archers of the entire season coming together to see who's the best of the best. And so this is what we have here. But once again, 9:45 in the morning in India. Well, I would think that it would be later, but yeah, as we have Jay Savani, bronze medal will come for India in caps. Well, that's very confident, and you have the reason to be feeling like that because Jyoti Sureka Venom hasn't dropped a single point so far in this match. She's the only one to have reached the third end with a perfect score. We haven't had that so far today, which is fairly unusual for compound, just goes to say with about the difficult conditions that we have. But still, Ella is trailing by a single point. She is starting in this third end, but she drops another point. That's a low 9, slightly to the right for the Brit. Venom with the opportunity to extend her lead. A low 10 by Venom. 7 arrows so far in this match. 7 10s. I guess she heard you, Shashikant. I guess she heard you saying that she's not consistent, and she's like, you know what? Let me show this guy what consistency is like. And there you have it. Another 10 from Ella. Venom once again a 10. She hasn't shot a lot of axes. In fact, she has shot only 2, while Ella has shot 4. But Venom is staying 100% within the 10, while Ella has shot 9s and she has just shot another one, dropped another point, goes to 87 points. Venom can now have a 3-point lead. And she does it. Now shooting an X10, 10, 10, 10. That's a 30 for the Indian. Once again, Gangan Deepteya, go Jyoti. Oh yes, 9 10s. Perfect score so far from Venom. That's by far the best performance we have seen so far today. Nobody has shot 3 perfect ends to start a match, and this is just what we have seen Venom do. It is very, very impressive. And we have a replay, a slow mo of her last arrow, and boy, that looked really good. Like perfect execution, so smooth, nicely directed. So she's looking really good for this, and the look on her face is that she's not there to make friends, she's there to win a medal. Plenty of support for Venom. Jay Savani says now 3-point lead for Venom. That's right, a 3-point lead with 6 arrows to go. We get a little sneak peek into the backstage. We see the Mexicans together, and we see Matias Grande, the recurve archer, who's going to be shooting tomorrow, and we're going to be following all of that. He's there with his teammates, Andrea Becerra and Mariana Bernal, who are just waiting for the bronze medal match to be over so that they can crack on with their gold medal final. Another comment from Shashikant, grab opportunity, Jyoti for bronze medal. Exactly, she is 6 arrows away from potentially winning the bronze medal at the 2025 Nanjing World Cup final stage. Ella Gibson will want to have a say on that, as now for the first time we see her shooting with her jacket on, so she is feeling a little bit uncomfortable. This sends a message across the line that Venom can capitalize on that and try and look strong. Ella shot another 9, Venom another 10. What was a 3-point difference now becomes 4. Ella Gibson is back in the 10, but this is looking bleak for her. Venom's shots are looking really, really good. So balanced, so smooth. Ella Gibson clearly struggling a little bit more with her shots, but still shot a 10 for a 29, but it's her 4th 30 for Venom, 120 points out of 120 possible. The Indian is on fire despite the chilly conditions in Nanjing. She is on a mission to win bronze. And you can't help but feel that, what if she had shot like this in the semifinal, huh? So maybe this is coming a little too late for Venom, but still, if she wins bronze, this is gonna be an amazing achievement for her. And I'm just looking up. Looking up Venom's record in the World Cup. I wonder whether I can see. Yeah, so in finals, this is already her best result in a World Cup final, because what she has to her name is a 5th place finish last year in 24, and then 6th place in 23. So this is already her best finish so far, and it's going to be even better if she's on the podium, and she's looking well on her way to that. Jay is asking, explain ground condition, wind speed in favor or no? I guess the wind can rarely be in favor. It just makes things more difficult, and wind conditions are changing quite a lot. But guess what? Shashikant Yadav says that Jyoti is consistent. Hey, look at that. And I agree with you. If that's consistency, I don't know what is. Ella Gibson, shooting first, kind of hoping for a miracle in the fifth end. Shoots a 10, just clipping the line, low to the left. While Jyoti, X10, surprise, surprise. And it's so cool, we could see the close-up. Jyoti, she holds the release 8 pretty much on the tip of her fingers. It actually makes me feel a little bit like uneasy, because it feels like she can let it slip, but clearly this works for her. Another 10 for Jyoti. She is 1-10 away from a perfect match, and what a way this is going to be to win bronze.
Good finish, solid into the middle. One of the best shots of the match so far.
Jyoti has the door wide open. A 10 for 150 perfect score. At full draw, let's go. It's a 10. Triple X to finish it off. 150 points for Jyoti Sureka Venom from India. What a commanding performance to win bronze. And now she allows herself to smile a little bit. She is your bronze medal winner here at the final stage in Nanjing 2025 at the Hyundai Archery World Cup. She lifts her bow, celebrating, even though that's not gold. A bronze at the final stage is something to be so proud of. And what a way to do it. What a performance from Venom. This is truly, truly remarkable. Wow. Wow, as we get a close up of the target, all the holes within the 10. That's amazing. That's the kind of thing you really have to get, frame, and put on the wall in your home. That's really amazing from the Indian. Wow. Nice comment here from Sukun saying that both are his favorites, but he's supporting Jyoti. And well, you got to be feeling happy now. Just like Jay Savani, Shashikant Yadav, they're congratulating Jyoti Venom on this amazing, superb performance. Her average point of impact, as we're seeing from the AI insights on the live feed, only 1.4 centimeters away from the center of the target. Truly, truly amazing. So, wow. Great stuff. Very, very amazing.
Applause also from John Knott. And that was a brilliant score from Venom. A 150. Do better than that. Books the first place on the podium here at the 2025 Hyundai Archery World Cup final. India's Jyoti Sureka Venom has taken the bronze medal here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. Two more places on the podium up for grabs, both going to Mexico. As coming up next, it's the compound women's individual.
Some more comments here. We come back after 2 hours. Yeah, well, in 1 hour and a half actually. That's when we're gonna be back for the men's session, and that's when we're gonna have India once again represented by Rishabh Yadav. Good day, bro. Well, thanks, Shashkant. And if you joined for the giveaway, it's coming just after this match. So stay there for the giveaway of a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus. And we see both of the Mexican archers. They're kind of just, trying to stay warm. Conditions are quite chilly out there in Nanjing. And yeah, everyone is already turning their attention to the men's here on the chat. Now hope for medal by Rishabh. Yeah, of course. But before that, we have the grand final between Andrea Becerra and Mariana Bernal. I remind you that we have the giveaway going on, and you can still join that. And I'm just gonna bring that up on the screen once again. I guess you can see that. Yeah, so tell us who you're cheering for. Could be Jyoti, even though she has won already. So let us know who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag Archery Giveaway. I'm going to announce the winner as soon as this match is over.
On her debut at the Kinder Archery World Cup final, world number 10, 22-year-old Mexican Mariana.
All right, let me bring the graphics then for our last match of the session. It'll be an all-Mexican affair between Andrea Becerra, the world rank number 1, 25 years of age, against Mariana Bernal, only 22 years old, currently world rank number 10.
This season, she's also taken the World Championship title in Gwangju in Korea and the World Games title in Chengdu.
You can't help but feel that Becerra is the favorite here. World rank number 1, World Games champion, World Archery champion, and now hoping to make it this year A1, even more to be remembered. Graphics should be working fine now, hopefully, as we're getting started. Becerra, the one and only, shooting first to start the gold medal final. A long hold, but it seems it was just to get her sight settled in. That's a 10 from the world rank number 1. Mariana Bernal, dead center, X10. Becerra also in the X10. Venom really set the bar very high after shooting 150, so anything less than that is gonna feel a bit underwhelming. But so far, 10s all throughout from the two Mexicans. Whoa, what a group from Becerra. Wow, it's like this, super tight. Not that tight from Bernal, but both groups are worth the same amount of points. That's 30 all across the board. Now, this is an interesting dynamic when we have teammates shooting against each other. Some people don't like when they're facing a teammate in the international stage like this, but me, I quite like it. I've always felt comfortable when I was shooting against one of my teammates in an international competition like this. Well, how will we join the giveaway, Shashikant? You just have to say who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag Archery Giveaway. I will see whether I can show that real quick once again here so that you can join our giveaway. I'm going to announce the winners as soon as this match is over. So hopefully you see that now, and on the feed we're getting a close-up on the on Becerra's target with her amazing group. And there you have it once again, how to join the giveaway for a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus. You just comment who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag Archery Giveaway. Don't miss on that. We had 1-year subscriptions given to people who joined us for the watch along, the watch party during the World Championships just a month ago when it took place in Gwangju, Korea, and now they are watching the feed, watching everything here with me on Archery Plus. Make sure you join that. Well, let me bring back the scorecard for this match. We are going for end number 2 after a perfect 30 from both Mexicans. Andrea Becerra is at full draw, taking time once again. Another long hold, but this one lands right in the middle. Becerra is on top form, but it seems that her teammate is as well. 2 arrows in the X, pretty much on the same spot. They're really matching each other, not only score, but in terms of position of the arrows. Becerra shoots a 10. Off to Bernal to see whether she can match her teammate.
No, I know it's okay, but still, this is good.
A 10 from Bernal. I guess they watched Venom's match, felt inspired, and now it's nothing but 10 so far. Another 30 from Becerra. But, well, kidding about them being inspired. They don't have to be inspired, but also it shows that conditions are really good now. The wind a little bit quieter, better conditions, which are giving us top-notch archery.
Well, both coaches getting involved here. How much can a coach make a difference here when you're shooting so well?
I think at a point the coach doesn't have a lot to do because most of the time the athlete is on the line.
Almost done with this session.
Down the clock.
We are getting done with the compound women's session, and in just 1 hour and 25 minutes we're gonna have the compound men's season finale. And for all the Indian viewers, we're gonna have Rishabh Yadav from India shooting against Kim Jong-ho from Korea.
Both of them absolutely amazing. 1.7 centimeters away from the center of the target for Becerra. 1.2 here for Bernal. How good is this?
This is the level I was hoping to see at the gold medal match. They're both shooting exceptionally good. Now we're just looking at who's grouping better, but that won't decide the winner.
No, that will all be down to those points in the middle of your screen. What fabulous performance from the pairings so far. We've been through 2 ends, and neither has gone outside the middle of the target. Both of them shooting 3 10s and 3 X's. End number 3 of the women's final here at the Female Archery World Cup final in Nanjing, China.
Andrea Becerra getting started, shooting first once again in the third end. Straight in the middle. Matched by Mariana Bernal. This is a game of perfection now. Maybe who blinks first will be the one to go home with silver. Who managed to stay consistent and on point will be crowned the 2025 World Cup champion in the season finale. Even though she shot a 10, Becerra was just adjusting her sight a little bit, making sure she stays well comfortable within that 10. Bernal with another one, 80 points apiece. Nobody has dropped a single point so far in this gold medal final. And what a way to have the match that will decide gold. Becerra had a long hold and not the smoothest of finishes, but puts it right in the middle. That's 90 for the world rank number 1 and world champion. Everyone shooting 10s, 90 apiece, nothing but 30 so far in this match. Top level.
Very highest level here. And this is the Female Archery World Cup final. What better place to shoot so perfectly? How to stay so cool under this kind of pressure. Well, there's keeping a lid on their emotions here, not trying to give anything away. We talked about resilience earlier on. Part of the game here is not show your opponent any fear or joy or anything. Just staying calm, right?
I think you can show joy. It might give like some sort of pressure on your opponent, seeing that you're so
Very
calm.
interesting. We see on the world feed the insights by AI that we have the arrow tracking. This is a technology that was introduced at the archery broadcasts last year and provides some really interesting insights in the broadcasts in the finals. And we've just had there a comparison between the groups of Becerra and Bernal. Yeah, Jay Savani, high score match between Mexican women. Absolutely. Perfection. As simple as that. Perfect scores. And we're going into the fourth end. Nothing in between them. The wind is blowing stronger now. We see the shirt blowing in the wind. In the case of Becerra's, her bow moving quite a lot. Wow, and she puts it in the 10. How? How was that in the 10? Really impressive. It is the tiniest of margins to hit a 10, and both of them are doing it. Becerra with a little bit more margin. Another close up on the flag above the target, blowing so much with the wind. Poor Becerra staying consistent despite the challenging conditions in Nanjing. But she's being matched by her teammate. Wow, and even the way the arrows are landing on the target, it shows that the wind is blowing. Very, very difficult. More confident and with better timing from Becerra. Another 30, 120. She sets the benchmark once again for her teammate. She in turn is moving quite a lot and drops a 9. The first dropped point from Mariana Bernal. She can't help but smile or laugh at that one, kind of knowing that maybe this was coming. Conditions are hard, but now, oh boy, you don't want to be trailing Andrea Becerra going into the last 3 arrows of the match. It's gonna take more than ever from Mariana Bernal to try and put pressure and snatch gold from her teammate. Yeah, Gangan Deepte, I will keep my fingers crossed for Ella now. Well played, Jyoti. Yeah.
In pole position for the title here in Nanjing.
Oh, sorry, saw only now. Shashi Cantiada. Well, to join the giveaway, it's really simple, man. Just say who you're cheering for, followed by hashtag archery giveaway. You got to do that to join the giveaway. And so go ahead and do that. You still have, the 2 minutes or 3 minutes to do that. So come on, join the giveaway. You might get a 1-year subscription to Archery Plus to watch all the match. Now it's an interesting close-up that we have there on the hand, the bow hand of Mariana Bernal. She has written here on her hand just a couple of words kind of to help her, kind of just saying like persistent, strong, controlled, and all. Just interesting, the little tools and things that archers do just to try and have a little edge there in the competition. The wind is blowing so strong, even one of the mics came down to the floor. So difficult. Look at that. Bernal is shooting first for the first time in this match. Drops a 9. So difficult. The wind is blowing so strong. Becerra shoots a 9 as well. Just goes to show how challenging this is. The wind has picked up. Bernal is still trailing by a point. Manages to put this one in the 10. Let's see whether Becerra will be able to keep this up or whether she was going to draw level. She draws level. She shoots a 9. They're going with 1 arrow left and they're tied. It's basically an early shoot-off for the title of the season. Bernal shoots a 9, and now it's in Becerra's hands. A 10 to win gold and crown what is already an outstanding year. Ooh! 9, so we have a shoot off. We have a shoot off for gold. Bernal is smiling and laughing, kind of just enjoying whatever is happening, but Becerra does look more tense, and I wonder whether she's feeling the pressure, whether she's feeling like she is the one who's got everything to lose here.
120 apiece. Sorry, 190 apiece after the third. First drop point from
Edward Contreras joining the giveaway, cheering for Mariana Bernal. This is a cracker of a match. Look at this.
3 9s, and we get confirmation that we do have a tie. So just 2 years ago, it was Sara Lopez of Colombia taking on Tanya Galante of the United States of America in compound.
Whoa. I was hoping for a shoot off today, but I really wasn't expecting it to be this way. The wind picked up so much, making it so difficult. And then what was a perfect match turned out to be one where everyone gave points away.
Look how wide that group is. But as
Wow.
the pass said, the wind picked up at the start of the fifth end.
Let's go for the shoot off then.
Was able to pull it back together from one behind to force the tie and the shoot off.
We are ready for the shoot off. It's gonna be Andrea Becerra shooting first, as she has done in the first four ends of this match. She's looking laser focused, perhaps a bit too tense. We'll see. But if there's someone who can deliver under pressure, that is Andrea Becerra. Mariana Bernal seems a bit more relaxed, a bit more just enjoying and happy with whatever happens, just happy to be there at this stage. Maybe she wasn't really expecting to be fighting for the season title in her maiden international season in the senior squad. Only 22 years of age. She can snatch this one from Becerra. But we'll find out who is going to be the World Cup champion in 2025. We are go for the shoot-off. Andrea Becerra shooting first. She's at full draw. Full focus, some bow movement. But conditions seems to be quite good. She shoots a 10. Touching the line low. There is room for improvement for Mariana Bernal. It's her turn. Let's go. It's better. She is the champion. Look at that. I guess she herself can't believe it as she starts to cry. Tears rolling on Mariana Bernal's face. She is hugged by her teammate, Andrea Becerra, who misses out on adding another title to her tally this year. I really couldn't see this coming. I wouldn't have betted on Mariana Bernal winning the title in the final in Nanjing, but she did it, as we have even some fireworks coming off. Wow. Very impressive. Congratulations to the 22-year-old Mariana Bernal, world rank number 10, who is now your 2025 Hyundai Archery World Cup champion, beating none other than Andrea Becerra, her teammate. What a match this was.
Here in Nanjing.
Wow. Edward Contreras, vamos, viva Mexico! Yeah, this was always going to be a Mexican winner, but still, this came as a surprise. And hats off to Mariana Bernal. Well done for her on what was an amazing performance. Now it is time to know who is the winner of a 1 year subscription to Archery Plus. This means that by October 18th next year, you're still gonna have, or I mean, your subscription is becoming to an end, but you can watch all of the Indoor World Series stages that are gonna get started, all the four regular stages of the Archery World Cup next year, and yeah, let's see who is our winner then. We just let me get this started. And the winner is Mori from, I'm supposing USA, but I'm gonna put this up on the screen then. I hope you're still with us, Mori, because otherwise you have missed on an amazing opportunity. And now on Archery Plus, we are getting the interview as she's crying more. Speaking to reporter Ivan Blakeaway, and she can't believe it. Amazing. She can barely talk. Oh my god. Okay, there we have it on the screen then. Congratulations to Mori. And the graphics software is not showing the underline, but there is a little underline after the I. So congratulations, Mori, for winning a 1 year subscription to Archery Plus. Text me on Instagram at Bear Oliveira to claim your prize, and I will gladly give you the credentials for your 1 year subscription to Archery Plus. Thanks for joining us. But if you don't claim your prize very soon, I'm gonna have to call somebody else from the audience, as we've just had the interview with our new champion of the World Cup season in 2025, young Mariana Bernal, still not quite believing what just happened, how she won it, and by far her greatest achievement in her career so far. She already had a gold medal in the World Championships where she won with the team in Guangzhou, but this is by far the greatest achievement in her career individually. And boy, what a way to do it. Very, very impressive performance she had, defeating Andrea Becerra in an amazing match, having to adapt to the conditions. Truly remarkable. Once again, waiting for Mori to get in touch with me on Instagram to claim her prize. Otherwise, I'm just gonna call somebody else. Just waiting a few more moments. If not, I'm just gonna have to get someone else.
Waiting in the wings for the medal ceremony. The compound women's competition is done here in Nanjing. Behind the scenes, the presentation of the all-important medals.
Well, then we have another winner of the giveaway, and I think it's the person who joined it last. So bring it up on the screen now. Congratulations to Edward Contreras, I'm assuming from Mexico. So Edward, congratulations on winning a 1 year subscription to Archery Plus. Text me on Instagram ASAP to claim your prize, please. We are watching on the feed the athletes coming onto the stage to receive their prizes. We have third place from India, Jyoti Surekavenam. She won bronze, defeating Ella Gibson. And then second place, Andrea Becerra from Mexico. And our new champion, Mariana Bernal from Mexico. I'm going to update the sidebar schedule with all the scores. Let me see whether now we can have the sidebar schedule. And there you have it. Done with all the matches we had planned for this session. And the standout, of course, the woman who has just stepped on the podium, third place finisher, Venom from India, 150 points, the only woman to shoot a perfect score in this session, beating Ella Gibson for bronze. She wins the bronze medal for India. Another very impressive result in this extensive CV that Jyoti Sureka Venom has to her name. Laura Silva Villafaña, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for staying with us. Felicidades por ambas mexicanas. Congratulations to both Mexicans. Nice comment from Laura. Edward Contreras, vamos, viva Mexico. Jay Savani, congratulations. Bernal, everyone, yeah. Thanks everyone, really, for being here, for commenting, for joining us in this watch along. And yes, we've had so many tight matches, really nail biting, keeping us at the edge of our seats. The only one really that was kind of a bit more underwhelming was Ella Gibson versus Zhang Xinjiang from China. The Chinese was really struggling all throughout, but apart from that, all matches they were open until the very end.
The second woman to complete that particular accolade here this year in Nanjing, the World Cup final title.
But yeah, Mariana Bernal just receiving, this is heavy, man, this trophy and a beautiful Herbalife watch as well, after beating Andrea Becerra for gold in a nail-biting match and beating her in a shoot-off. Well, all right then, guys, I guess we'll leave it there. I'm gonna be back in 1 hour. Really. In 1 hour and 4 minutes we're back. I'm gonna have a very special guest joining us for the compound men's session. I thank you everyone, honestly, thank you so much. It's great to be here with you guys, to be having this interaction. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in just about 1 hour when we're back here for the compound men's session. I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a good one.